Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're revealing the top 10 military budgets in the world and taking a closer look at how these nations allocate their defense spending. Some of these budgets might surprise you, and we'll be exploring where the money really goes. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. South Korea allocates an impressive $46 billion to its defense, a figure driven by the ever-present threat from its northern neighbor, North Korea. What makes South Korea stand out is how much it invests in high-tech defense systems and its unique geographical situation. South Korea's military spending focuses heavily on defense against North Korean provocations. This includes a robust missile defense system known as the Korean Air and Missile Defense Program, which complements the US-supplied THAAD system. South Korea also puts billions into maintaining its advanced air force, with plans to develop its own stealth fighter, the KF-X, aimed at reducing reliance on US technology. This defense posture is essential as North Korea continues to test ballistic missiles, creating a state of constant readiness for South Korean forces. Additionally, the country is exploring unmanned and robotic systems to modernize its army. Did you know that South Korea has one of the largest standing militaries in the world, with over 600,000 active personnel and 3.1 million reservists, all prepared to defend the country at a moment's notice? Japan's $52 billion defense budget reflects its delicate balancing act between its post-World War II pacifist constitution and the growing threats in East Asia. The rising influence of China and the unpredictability of North Korea have prompted Japan to invest more heavily in defense. While Japan is constitutionally barred from having an official military capable of offensive operations, its self-defense forces are some of the most advanced in the region. Japan's military budget focuses on strengthening its maritime and air capabilities, given the strategic importance of the East and South China Seas. Japan has been investing heavily in US-made F-35 stealth fighters, with plans to purchase 147 of them. Additionally, Japan operates one of the most advanced ballistic missile defense systems in the world, a necessity given North Korea's missile tests. Recently, Japan has been debating constitutional amendments that would allow for a more flexible use of its military forces, reflecting growing concerns over China's assertiveness in the Pacific and disputes over the Senkaku Islands. Did you know that Japan's military budget has been increasing every year for nearly a decade? And in 2022, it announced plans to double its defense spending over the next 5 years to address regional security threats. Israel's $24 billion defense budget may seem modest compared to others, but per capita, it's one of the highest in the world. Surrounded by hostile neighbors, Israel's defense spending reflects a focus on maintaining technological superiority and being battle-ready at all times. One of Israel's key investments is its multi-layered missile defense system. The famous Iron Dome intercepts short-range rockets, but Israel also fields systems like the David's Sling and Arrow, designed to shoot down medium to long-range missiles, including ballistic missiles. Israel is one of the world's leaders in defense technology, particularly in the fields of drones and cyber warfare. The country is also investing in artificial intelligence to enhance battlefield operations. With compulsory military service for all citizens, Israel maintains a highly trained and motivated population, always ready for conflict. Its close military relationship with the United States ensures access to the latest military hardware, like F-35 fighter jets, which help secure its air superiority. Did you know that despite its size, Israel ranks among the top arms exporters in the world, selling defense technology to countries across the globe, particularly in the fields of drones and cyber defense systems? France's $58 billion defense budget is driven by its role as a global power and its commitment to maintaining a nuclear deterrent. But it's not just about Europe. France is also heavily involved in counter-terrorism operations in Africa. A key part of France's defense budget is allocated to its nuclear deterrent, known as the Force de Frappe, which includes ballistic missile submarines and air-launched nuclear missiles. France is one of the few countries in the world with nuclear capabilities, and its military doctrine is built around the idea of deterring aggression through the threat of nuclear retaliation. In addition to its nuclear arsenal, France maintains a large and capable conventional military force. French forces are heavily involved in peacekeeping and counter-terrorism operations in Africa, particularly in the Sahel region, where France leads Operation Barkhane against Islamist insurgents. France also spends on advanced air power, including the Rafale fighter jet, which is regarded as one of the most capable multi-role fighters in the world. Did you know that France is the only country in the European Union with an independent nuclear deterrent and spends over $6 billion annually on maintaining this capability? The United Kingdom, despite facing budget pressures, still allocates $68 billion annually to defence. The UK's military strategy revolves around maintaining its status as a nuclear power and a key NATO ally. The centrepiece of the UK's defence strategy is its nuclear deterrent, particularly its Trident submarine-launched ballistic missiles, which are based on 4 Vanguard-class submarines. This programme alone consumes a significant portion of the budget, with plans underway to replace these submarines with new Dreadnought-class boats. In addition to nuclear deterrence, the UK has recently invested in 2 new aircraft carriers, HMS Queen Elizabeth and HMS Prince of Wales, marking the country's return to carrier strike capabilities. These carriers are designed to operate the F-35B, a short takeoff and vertical landing variant of the US-made F-35 stealth fighter. Despite these investments, the UK's military has faced significant cuts in personnel and equipment over the last decade, leading to concerns about its ability to project power globally. However, the UK remains a key player in NATO, contributing troops and resources to international missions. Did you know that the UK's 2 new aircraft carriers are the largest warships ever built for the Royal Navy and symbolise the UK's commitment to maintaining a global naval presence? Wait, before we continue, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay ahead with all the latest insights on global defence and military power. And with that, back to the video. With $75 billion spent annually, Saudi Arabia is the Middle East's largest military spender. The kingdom's military budget reflects its focus on countering regional threats, particularly from Iran, and protecting its oil wealth. A significant portion of Saudi Arabia's military budget goes toward purchasing high-tech weaponry from Western countries, particularly the United States and the United Kingdom. Saudi Arabia has invested heavily in modern fighter jets, including the F-15 and Eurofighter Typhoon, as well as sophisticated missile defense systems like the American-made Patriot system. Saudi Arabia is also modernizing its navy and ground forces as part of its broader Vision 2030 initiative, which seeks to diversify the economy and reduce dependence on oil. The country's involvement in the Yemen conflict has also driven up defense spending, as it seeks to counter Iranian influence in the region. Did you know that Saudi Arabia is the world's largest arms importer, spending billions each year on cutting-edge technology from the United States, United Kingdom and France? It also spends more on defense per capita than almost any other country. India's $76 billion defense budget reflects its growing geopolitical importance and the ongoing tensions with its neighbors, particularly China and Pakistan. India's military is one of the largest in the world, and its spending continues to rise. India's military spending covers a wide array of areas, from maintaining a large standing army to developing advanced missile systems and expanding its naval capabilities. India is currently engaged in a major modernization effort with plans to spend billions on indigenous defense production. This includes the development of its own fighter jets, like the HAL Tejas, and missile systems like the Agni series of ballistic missiles. Tensions along India's borders with Pakistan and China have driven much of this spending, with a particular focus on securing the line of control with Pakistan and the line of actual control with China. India is also investing in its navy with the goal of becoming a dominant power in the Indian Ocean. Did you know that India is the world's largest arms importer, but the government is working to reduce this reliance through the Make in India initiative, which seeks to boost domestic defense production? Russia's $86 billion military budget is a cornerstone of its global strategy. Despite economic challenges, Russia continues to prioritize defense spending, with a focus on nuclear weapons, advanced missile systems, and projecting power abroad. A large portion of Russia's military spending goes toward maintaining and modernizing its nuclear arsenal. Russia views its nuclear forces as the ultimate guarantor of its sovereignty and a key element of its global influence. The country is currently modernizing all three legs of its nuclear triad, which includes land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles, submarine-launched ballistic missiles, and strategic bombers. Russia has also developed new weapons like hypersonic missiles, which it claims are capable of bypassing current missile defense systems. Russia's defense spending also goes into modernizing its conventional forces. This includes tanks, fighter jets, and missile defense systems. The country has demonstrated its military prowess through interventions in Syria and Ukraine, where it tested and refined new tactics and equipment. Despite economic sanctions and a smaller economy, Russia punches above its weight in terms of military power, largely due to its focus on strategic weapon systems and asymmetric warfare. Did you know that Russia's S-400 air defense system, widely regarded as one of the most advanced in the world, has been exported to several countries, including Turkey, in a deal that caused controversy within NATO? At number 2, China's defense budget stands at a staggering $224 billion. Over the past decade, China has rapidly increased its military spending, making it a key player in global security dynamics. China's military modernization is about more than just protecting its borders. It's about projecting power across the globe. A significant portion of China's military budget goes toward expanding its navy, which now boasts the largest fleet by ship count in the world. This includes aircraft carriers, destroyers, and submarines as China seeks to challenge US dominance in the Pacific. China's focus on the South China Sea, where it has built artificial islands and militarized them, is a key element of its strategy to control key shipping routes and assert territorial claims. China is also developing advanced missile systems, including hypersonic missiles, anti-ship ballistic missiles, and long-range precision strike capabilities. Its space program, which includes satellites and anti-satellite weapons, is becoming an increasingly important component of its defense strategy. China's military modernization also extends to its air force, where it is developing stealth fighters like the J-20, designed to rival the US F-35. Cyber warfare and artificial intelligence are also key areas of investment as China looks to dominate future battlefields. Did you know that China's military budget has grown by over 50% in the past decade, making it the second largest military spender globally? Analysts believe this upward trend will continue as China seeks to expand its influence beyond Asia, particularly in Africa and the Middle East. Topping the list by a wide margin is the United States, with an astounding military budget of $877 billion. That's more than the combined defense spending of the next 9 countries on this list. The US maintains a global military presence unlike any other country, and its defense budget reflects that. The United States spends heavily on all branches of its military, including the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Space Force. A significant portion of the US budget goes toward maintaining its global network of military bases, more than 750 bases spread across over 80 countries. These bases are critical to the US ability to project power anywhere in the world within a matter of hours. The US also leads in advanced technology, particularly in areas like stealth technology, cyber warfare, and space-based defense systems. The US Air Force is the largest in the world, and its fleet of F-35S and F-22S represent the cutting edge of aerial combat technology. The Navy's 11 aircraft carriers enable the US to project power in every major ocean. A key focus of US military spending is research and development. The US spends more on military R&D than most countries spend on their entire defense budgets. This includes investments in hypersonic missiles, autonomous drones, artificial intelligence, and next-generation nuclear weapons. The US also operates one of the most sophisticated missile defense systems in the world, designed to protect against long-range missile threats from countries like North Korea and Iran. Did you know that the US spends around $100 billion annually just on maintaining its nuclear arsenal, which includes ICBMs, strategic bombers, and ballistic missile submarines? The US is also the only country to have an independent space force, which is responsible for defending US interests in outer space. And there you have it, the top 10 military budgets in the world, from defending borders to projecting power across the globe. Each of these nations allocates its budget according to their strategic priorities. What do you think about these spending figures? And if you like this, why not check out our video on top 10 facts about MI6? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.